Okay, so today recording is start. I'm not recording through the Zoom directly. I'm recording. So we have covered the licensing and packet flow till now, and checking where we are. And I have shown the available command syntax and possible commands in the Palo Alto firewall. Then we discussed about the GUI also. Okay, so we were in GUI yesterday and we were discussing about this. So uh, we discussed about the dashboard. Okay, and we can customize dashboards and widgets throughout the columns. Okay, these are three categories: widgets and dashboard. So dashboard is nothing, just it is the monitoring and overview of the firewall, particular firewall. Okay, so here in general information, you can see the device name, management IP address, net mask, okay, the hardware address of that particular interface, device version, CPU ID, okay, UUID, this is also related with CPU, okay, licensing, virtual machine license, this is the virtual appliance, so licensing is there or not, okay, mode, KVM, and what is the software version installed here, so it will show the software version, and below this information there will be the system resources. So under the system resources, it will show the management CPU and its utilization and data plan CPU. 1 minute, please. I have to close the door. Sorry for interruption. Okay. So we spoke till the SP3 architecture here. So what we are discussing, that this is the management plan and another this is the data plan. Okay, so this is called single pass multi-process, or three means it will process the packet same time. Okay, so same time it will process for networking, same time it will process for security, and same time it will process for content filtering. Okay, so in any situation, if data plane goes down or this daemon goes in hung state, in that situation no need to hard boot or restart entire box. In that situation you can go in CLI through the management and check the status of the daemon, what is happening inside the device. You can show and check the status through the GUI also, because if the management plan is working fine, why? Because the control plan or management plan, CPU, memory, and this resources are separate. I mean, it's a separate chipset, and this is the separate chipset. Okay, so all time this will not go down. So in any situation you can restart these demons. Okay, so we spoke about it, and I'm checking another things. So here it is showing management CPU. It means your control plane CPU and its utilization, and a data plane CPU and its utilization. Okay, so this data plane CPU, it combines all three chipsets. Okay, now here it is showing the configuration logs. What configuration which user made inside the box. So it will display that also. Okay, suppose you are pushing your configuration from the panorama. So it will show that also, but which user who is doing that configuration, it will give that information also. Okay, lock. Here it is showing lock. We spoke yesterday. We discussed about the lock here. I am opening the pen. 1 minute, please. Okay, so this is the commit log. This is very important. If you don't know or not aware, we already covered it yesterday and day before yesterday. But again, I am asking about this commit and the commit log. These are two things here, and another third thing is configuration. Okay, fourth thing is task. Okay, language is nothing. Everybody knows about the languages. Okay, so first we are covering this right hand side corners. Okay, so if any configuration you are doing and applying, if there is no configuration is pending, in that situation, suppose configuration is in saved mode, that is called draft mode, in that situation commit will show enable. Okay, right now it is grayed out. Why it is grayed out? Because there is no configuration pending in the device. If there is a configuration, saved configuration, then it, in that situation it will show enabled. Okay, so the user can commit this configuration. That means you are writing the configuration in the box. It will applicable after the complete process. Until unless, suppose you are changing any interface IP address or any another routes configuration or policy configuration, so that configuration you made it through the GUI, but you did not apply it. In that situation, configuration will not take an effect. So let's say interface IP will not change or policy will not take an effect. Okay. Another thing, if the configuration is done by you, but here if the log commit log is enabled. Why? Because it is showing logs. Commit log is enabled in that situation until unless the applicator who applied this log, that person will allow, and after that only you can apply your configuration to the device. Okay, another thing is configuration. Okay, I'm going here, saved changes, there is no saved changes, and this is the region here commit is showing grayed out. And another revert changes. Okay, no pending changes to revert. Okay, if there is any pending changes, I mean saved changes, and you want to revert those changes, so it will delete or modify that changes from your configuration. Okay, and here below this is the refresh interval. Okay, so if you will drop this combo, you will see minimum criteria is 1 minute. At the manual you can define manual. If you are if you want, you can define it manual. Okay, so manual criteria means you are doing the refresh manually. It does not mean you can set the any other parameter or more than 5 minutes. No, manual means you are doing the manual refresh. Okay, so why there is no refresh interval below 1 minute? If you are you are setting this 1 minute, so it will refresh this dashboard after 1 minute, but it will not. There is no option below the 1 minute. Why? Because it will be the CPU intensive, based on the minimum CPU cycle they are putting, or the Palo Alto manufacturer, the team development team, they set it 1 minute. Okay, either if you want to refresh your dashboard, you can press here and refresh it manually. Okay, so another one is the ACC risk factor. This is nothing how your device is vulnerable or how many types of attacks are coming in your network. This is the this thing. Okay, what is next? Okay, so here it is showing interfaces. Yesterday I spoke. If you have fiber interfaces or 10 gig interfaces, then it will display that separate interfaces also. Okay, here high availability. So here the HA is not enabled, so that is what the HA is not showing here. Otherwise, it will display the HA information here. Okay, the logged in admins. So simultaneously, how many people are you logging in this firewall or working on this firewall? It will display about that information. It will display that firewall, IP address, username, and that session information also. Okay, so here this single IP is logged in with two sessions with same IP address. But here is the difference. One is CLI and one is the GUI. That's why it is showing two sessions. Okay, and the since which time it is idle, it is show. Okay, data logs. Here I don't have any information in this device due to the licensing, and this device, I mean, nothing is flowing through this firewall. So if there is no data flow, passing data is not passing from this device, so it will not show that information. I am checking if there is any information in my PPT. I will show you. Okay, where is that? Yes, this one. From this. Presentation. Why it is not showing from there? Okay, so here you can see it is showing the data logs. So here in this screenshot also, no data is available. System logs, it will show the description and the time. Okay, so what is applicable with the audit or any other setting, but is applicable or any major changes, so it will show in logs. Okay, here it will show the URL filtering and threat logs. If any threat is hitting and the firewall is blocking, so it will display the information about that threat, and after that it will show the URL filtering logs also. So how many URLs it is filtering or dropping the packets, it will show that information. Okay, so another task and languages I was asking about the. Okay. So I was asking about the task here. So suppose you are downloading the software, okay, or downloading the patch of this firewall or any other thing that is taking or consuming the time. So that information it will display in task also. Okay, if you are generating the report and report is taking some time, so suppose you minimized, you can click on the task and you can check the progress or the status completed or failed or still in progress. It will display that information. Okay, coming back to the slide. Okay, and here again it will display the top high risk applications, And logs, I already told about the logs. Top applications and the security policy rule. Okay, so here it is showing the actions. I'm opening the GUI. Okay, now this dashboard is about to complete. If anything is missing and you will ask the question, then I will ask about that and brief that. Now I'm going back to the device. Okay, device is very important section here. Okay, so whatever the things you want to set with your firewall or your configuration you want to apply, this is the physical box related things maximum. Okay, under the network, this is complete network related configuration here. Here you will see the object related configuration. Here you will see the policy related configuration. Okay, here this is complete the monitoring, and I believe I cannot display many things here because this is not in production. Okay, and this is the ACE, so I will brief about this also. Okay, so if I will ask about the device, so very first thing is the setup. But setup you can perform from the device sub option, let's say. Okay, so under the device setup, if you will check the management. Okay, if I will click here on the management, okay, here you can change or update the host name. If it is the new box, then you can put your new host name here. You can put here the domain name. Domain name is nothing, it would be the fully qualified domain name, so you should put here. Okay, and login banner at the time of logging in this the firewall. Suppose I am putting here again this another session I am trying to hit to log in 29.195. I don't know it. Okay, again it is creating the session. I am trying to access with another browser, so definitely it will give the access. PUTGE. Okay, okay, after 4 minutes the session will end, so please join on the same link again. Okay, here I'm trying to access https colon colon. Okay, now here it is showing this is the test environment, or whatever I said, it will display that information login banner, just like burning also, or it will display about that particular um, location, premises, or anything, whatever your organization policy, you can apply the banner here. Okay, and force admins to acknowledge the login banner. Okay, so if any admin is logging in to the firewall, so they should acknowledge that banner. It means whoever is the admin, that person information will be logged. Okay, and another thing, SSL and TLS service profile. Okay, so you can configure here the SSL and TLS service. Okay, this is the secure socket layer and transport layer service protocol. You can configure here about that information. We will discuss this later part. This is very important in perspective of global protect BPM. Okay, you can define the time zone of the firewall. Suppose in many countries like US, there are multiple time zones. So, but the time zone of this that location where the firewall is located, you can set the time zone. Okay, and this is the locality, or this is the local languages. Okay, date time you can set it manually. If you are using the NTP, then you can set it through the NTP. Okay, automatically acquire the commit log. Okay, certificate. So if the firewall will automatically pick the commit log, then every time admin should open that commit log. After that, only admin and including other users can apply the changes on the firewall. Okay, certificate expiration check. Okay, see here, if you will see here, it is showing the error. It means there is no certificate. So this URL is not secure. That's why it is showing this error, not secure. Okay, once we will apply the device identity certificate, so it will not show this information directly. No need to give the confirmation while we are accessing the browser. Okay, and use hypervisor assigned MAC addresses. That is hypervisor of this virtual machine. In case if this is the physical box, this option would not be there. Okay, GTP security and SCTP security, we will discuss it later. Okay, so these parameter you can set through the management general settings. Now I am going to the authentication settings. Okay, click on the gear option, authentication profile. Okay, so here I am briefing it little bit. Suppose you have the Active Directory server. This time it is not working good. Suppose you have the Active Directory server and this is your physical or any virtual firewall, that is PA, Palo Alto. Okay, in this AD server, let's say for example, there is a user group for offshore team. Okay, and this is the onshore team and another customer admins. Okay, and another support admin. Okay, so again I started the recording here. So we were discussing about the security or authentication settings. So suppose here I have to open pen. Where is that? Okay, so suppose at your office or let's say offshore location, there are 15 members. Okay, but you should not give the complete access or full privileges to this team. Am I audible? I'm sorry. Now am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I checked my sound.
I'm sorry. So suppose. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, Amit, carry on. Okay. So suppose if we have 15 team members are working at offshore location, but as per the organization policy, we should not give the full privilege or super user level access to these 15 members. Okay, and on premises some team members are there, but we want to separate it per the organization policy. So we should give somewhat more privileges to this team. Okay, lastly this is the support account, so it should have the full privileges. And another is the customer team, they are also managing and downloading reports, etc., many things, so they should be the super user. Okay, so what we will do, we will create organization units in this AD server OU. and move these all 15 members in that OU. Okay, these 15 members for on premises will be in separate OU. We will give the another name, whatever we want. We can give the on premises users or admins, Palo Alto admins, and here we can put another group, Active Directory group for the super users or that full-time associates or full-time employee of the organization. This is the full knock team or completely the customer team, and this is the support team. So we can create these four Active Directory user group for authentication profile. Okay, so whenever these four group users, suppose one user ABC belong to this group of group. Okay, so once this user will try to access the firewall, it will hit, and whenever it prompt for authentication, it will um, provide or supply his or her credential to this firewall. So after that, it will go and check from here. Okay, here this is the firewall, so from here to here it will go and check with AD user. Suppose the user password is changed and the user is putting the old password, in that situation your firewall will throw that password is wrong. How? It will check and sync with AD user. Okay, the same thing we can do with here. It is showing non-local admin. We can create the local to the firewall users. So this is very big nightmare to manage the users and user database, username, user passwords in each and every separate device or single device. So organizations are not following this. Okay, only radius, tag ACS or SAML. Okay, so don't confuse with SAML. SAML for AD user. Okay, this is the same authentication. Tag ACS, you know, radius, you know, I believe. If anyone don't know about the radius and tag ACS, let me know and connect me with one on one. I will brief about this. Okay, so you can supply and set these parameters here and configure the authentication settings. Okay, so there is another way to integrate your server here. Okay, so it works at many ways. Whenever the topics will come, and so I will brief one by one and show you also here in our lab environment. We have the Active Directory user. Sorry, this is the Active Directory server, and this is the Windows 10 client. So we are running here Active Directory. So whenever I will set up it, I will show you how to integrate a firewall with Active Directory server. Okay, and how to generate the CA certificate, CSR request to get the certificate, identity certificate or root certificate for this organization or particular device, and submit the CSR request to the CA server. Organizations are not using local maximum time, they are using the Symantec or GoDaddy or Magic Bricks or any other certificate, VeriSign certificate, certificate signing authorities. Okay, so another third thing, once you will download the certificate and apply on the particular interface of the firewall, so your server or your client, Windows client or any other client, will not display the error like this that I was discussing here, HTTPS, right? Now, another thing, we are moving to policy rule-based setting. Okay, I have to click here also. Required tag on policies, required description on policies. Okay, so where you will create the policies? Obviously, you will create the policies from here. Okay, So what are the policies, how policies works? I will brief you one by one in later discussions. Policies. It logging and reporting. So I believe no need to go in depth here. Okay. Here you can set your logging behavior and fine tune as per your requirement or organization requirement and your storage server or storage availability. Okay. Here your complete quota you can define for traffic, threat, configuration logs, system, any alarm is coming or global protect. I mean VPN logs, how many users are live. So it will provide the real time information. Okay, traffic summary, traffic behavior, hourly or whatever. How you want you can tune from here. Okay, logs, export and reporting. You can download your logs or reports in CSV format. This is the Excel. Okay, and all parameter you can set from here. Okay, these are the predefined reports. So whatever report you want, you can select and download that report.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What do when that put up the different log categories fill?
Your voice is not clear to me. Is that correct for everyone or only the issue at my end? Can you please come again, Amit?
Yeah, once again,
Hello.
am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, now you are audible. Yeah, tell me.
Okay. So my question was regarding that quota settings. What would firewall do when that quota, is filled or getting over threshold level? Is it automatically purge that data?
Which data you are asking? Please come again. Some background noise was coming from your backend.
Yeah, the log storage, if you click that log storage, there you
For
have defined some data,
huh,
quota for the log.
huh. Okay, so see, it depends on your organization policy. Okay, expiration time you can set here. Okay, here report expiration period and days. So it is showing. Suppose some reports you are downloading and generating that report, so it will keep that information till many days. It depends on your device and storage and organization policy. Same thing you will see here also. Okay. So maximum days for each and every report you can put here the setting. Okay. So here you can set your quota in gigabyte, but as well as the quota limits you can set days also. Okay. This is another column. This is
My question was like, let's say for alarms,
Mhm.
this quota is being filled, it is over threshold, and I don't have any room for the new alarm data, right, in the
Mhm.
storage.
Mhm.
And this, if I set this max days also, this is also not reach the max days limit.
Mhm.
Okay, let's say if it is 100 days, I'm
Mhm.
still in the 10th day, but my quota is filled. So what firewall do? In that case, would it automatically be purging that data, or we would have to go and manually clean that drive or purge that data to make some room for the
See,
new logs?
firewall will not do anything. Why? Because as per the firewall, it will check that container where you're storing the data, alarm data. Okay, if it is already full, then it will throw the error. You will see the error and logs. it will not do anything automatically because you already set the quota 482.91 MB. Okay, and your expiration maximum days of the time that is also not reached at the limit. Okay, so in both situations it will not do anything, but you will not see that alarm data. In that situation, it will throw the error in logs, live logs and dashboard. And obviously, it will generate the MIB logs also through the management information base of this particular device. So it will throw that error. So it should generate the alarm and the logs so that it will create the incident of that particular device.
Okay.
Okay, and based on that incident, whatever the operation team is working, they can go ahead and fine tune this. Okay, it will not purge automatically. There is no option to purge that data. Okay, now here it is showing log collector status. You can use this also. Okay, another thing we are coming here. Panorama setting. Panorama we are not using here, but whenever we will up this panorama, I will show you this section also. Here in the lab, this is the panorama. So we will do the testing and we will check it also. So at that time we will discuss about it. But here you can see the panorama server information and put the information about this. You can set it. Okay. This is the secure communication setting. To whom? Okay. Again, local, predefined, and SCEP. Okay, so here it is showing panorama communication pan I mean panorama sorry Palo Alto and panorama database communication. I mean this is the communication between the Palo Alto firewalls with their firewall manager, that is called the panorama. Okay, wildfire communication. What is the wildfire? Wildfire it happens through the sandboxing. Okay, suppose any attack is coming and this device don't have the information to inspect or process that particular signature, but it is suspecting that is the vulnerable traffic or that is the attack, and the firewall don't have the information. Immediately it will send that report to the sandboxing. So there is a separate team. They will analyze as much as possible, and they will send the update through the patch update or any other update, signature updates and antivirus update, because this firewall is running with antivirus also. So each and every firewall is downloading the antivirus update daily. So they will send that information to the device. Okay, check the server identity, log collector. This is just somewhat related with your panorama. Okay, these are the banners and messages. I already told about the message and the banner. You can set the banner login banner for CLI and GUI both. Okay, header footer banner. So you can customize this dashboard. It will display that information here also. But most probably organizations are not touching and not using this. Minimum password complexity. Here it is showing how your password should be. You can customize your password. Okay, uppercase, lowercase, how many characters should be there, how many numbers there, and special characters it will show, and the age also. Okay, now another thing we are any so far any question on this? Okay.
No, no.
Okay, Now moving to the operations. Okay, we discussed about this point yesterday, device operations. I mean, you can shut down your device, reboot your device. Okay, you can customize your logos and the SNMP setup. These are the device operation related things. And here, this is the configuration management. So if you applied any configuration and you want to revert that configuration, so the last configuration it will show here, and you can export and import that configuration to any other device also. Okay, so suppose you want to revert your last configuration, you can revert from here. Okay, next thing is services. Okay, these are the services. You can set it. I already did it. Okay, so here you can see I set updates Palo Alto networks.com. This is the update server. From this device will get the updates of the signatures or antivirus updates or any OS or patch related information. It will gather the data from there, but we should have the license. Another thing is primary DNS server, secondary DNS server, maximum two DNS server information we can put here. Okay, and here we can put the refresh interval also with the DNS. Okay, and I believe this is perspective with the DDoS attacks. And this is the proxy server information. Okay, so you will think this is the security device. Then why we are using the proxy server setting here? Okay. So suppose in any organization, on top of the firewall, there is a Zscaler proxy server or Cyberon proxy server they are using. In that situation, we have to put the this proxy server information to bypass and get the full internet access to this firewall. For what? It will not flow the full traffic, but it needs to download these signatures, antivirus updates, and sandboxing. That is called wildfire. So it needs that full internet access. So for this firewall, to provide the internet access to this firewall, the proxy server setting, if the organization is using, so they should set here. Okay, another thing is that NTP server. So for log collection and authentication and many other things, the NTP is very important thing for any security device. Okay, so your router, your switches, your access point, your wireless LAN controller, and your let's say IPM device like Infoblox, your Active Directory server, and all other devices including the user client, just like laptop and desktops, they should be updated through the NTP server, and time zones and time should be updated all time. For that, organizations are using local NTP server or global NTP server. Here I set the local NTP server. This is the router IP address, and I am using the time.google.com. This is the global NTP server. Or I can use the India NTP server also. Simple. I will put the information. Um, India NTP server. It will show in.pool.ntp.org. So I can put this URL also to set the NTP server here. And if I will go and check the NTP status of this firewall, show NTP, it will display the NTP information. And in many um, secure level organizations, just like they are using the data that should be very secure, just like financial service providers or the banking sector or insurance sector. So they are very particular about the about the security of the NTP server as well as. So here it is showing time.google.com is synchronized with this device. Okay, reachable yes. Okay, but here the local NTP server, sometimes it will show that rejected, sometimes it will show updated. Okay, so this is the lab environment. It may happen. Okay, so if I will apply this NTP server, India NTP server, and apply the update, so it will also sync. Okay, another thing I was asking about the authentication. So authentication should be there. Okay, symmetric key, and so in symmetric key SHA1 and MD5 authentication type we can use, and the auto key. So it is downloading the auto key from the this server if they are providing that. Same thing here. So you can secure your authentication server as well. Sushilji, hello. Yes. Do we have stratum value here? Stratum value for NTP? This is not the NTP server, so we should not have the stratum value, but if you will check here, I think this is the device where I configured the, I'm forgetting, show run section NTP master. Okay, so I don't know if it is there or not. No, no NTP stardom here. I'm checking here. Is there an option that we can configure primary NTP and secondary NTP in Alto? No, see, that option is to join your Palo Alto device with the NTP server. You are not making your device as a NTP server. I'm not doing any shortcut. Okay, here it should be there. I don't know where I configured it. What I hear. Because one router is the NTP master here in this lab. What is the IP? 10.20.10.21. This one. IP. Why it is not showing? It is showing only NTP server. That's it. Startup it is not showing. So we'll see. I will check that configuration because that is not the part of this training. Okay. Okay. I'll let you know. No problem. I will let you know on one. I will check and let you know. Okay. So you can put your device as a NTP client. Okay. Service root configuration. I will discuss this later. Okay, now I am coming to the interfaces. It will display the management information. Okay, you can modify your management interface here. Okay, if you want to allow to the particular IP address, or suppose 192.168.0.0/16, I want to allow this particular LAN network. So at any of this range, any of client anybody can access this Palo Alto firewall through the GUI or CLI. So I can set this parameter and I can allow this network here. Okay, and so how this device is getting the IP address? Either you can set the IP address for this device management interface, so you can set it manually with the default gateway or required parameters. Either this device can get the IP address from the DHCP server, just like Infoblox or Windows DHCP server, or any other Cisco router or any Juniper router is providing the DHCP services, so it can get that IP address information. But that may not permanent. So in case this is the DHCP IP address for this management interface, um, so you can set the reservation for that particular IP. You can bind this interface MAC address with this particular IP at DHCP server. So every time this device will get the same IP address from that DHCP server. It will be reserved for this device. Okay. Another thing is speed. Okay, so 1 Gbps maximum here it is showing in this environment for this box. Okay, and the minimum 10 Mbps half duplex and auto negotiate. Okay, MTU. So in your bandwidth, how many chunks of networks you want to supply or pass? So you can set here the MTU size, but if it will 1544, then it will be the giant packet or jumbo packet. So at your another side interface should have the capability to fragmentize it. Otherwise, it should be the 1500 or below the 1500. Okay, and here administrative management services. If I will select the HTTP, it will not throw the not secure error. This error it will not show. Okay, due to the HTTPS it is showing, and the same thing SSH and telnet. So I am accessing this device through the CLI, so you can allow it is accessible through the telnet or SSH. Okay, these are the network services. So if you will not enable for this SNMP, so from this interface your device cannot gather through the information SNMP information to the SNMP polling agent or SNMP server. If you are if you want to set any other interface, so on that interface you can apply this setting. Okay, and these are the user ID and user ID syslog listener. These are another parameters. These are related to collect the logs. Okay, or provide any services just like ping pong. So if you want to ping this device through this IP address, this is the management IP address. If the ping is disabled, not enabled, then this device will not ping. Okay.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yes, Raghav.
Now we have like handover power, so can you bind me?
Sure. I'm thinking also.
We will continue tomorrow.
No problem. No problem. Tomorrow, no. Following week, next week I will
Yeah,
not be
Monday only.
available.
Yeah, Monday.
No, New Year we will meet.
Okay, New Year
Yes.
directly. Oh,
Okay, because next week I will
okay,
not be
okay.
available. So Lavanya is asking that
So
because.
like,
Mhm.
can we have a document? Like, do you have a document? So can we can go through this? So when we join in like New Year, so we
Sure.
have also some background knowledge, so we
Sundar,
can.
Sundar, please add these all members in the WhatsApp group chat. So I will upload that document.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay, once you will add now, just let me know. So I will share the document.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I think we are good to close today's session.
Yeah.